Hello, doctor. I am Dongwen Fei. I will talking about my individual assignment. So for the first question, this question is about a manager dilemma. You know, in any business or company, the management should first establish the code of ethics. Organizational leaders should model appropriate behavior and reward those who act ethically. Managers should reform the importance of the ethics code and discipline those who break it. In this restaurant, Jim Brady, the manager, is facing an ethical dilemma. If he only reports to the local health department as required by law, the number of infected people might still be increasing. The restaurant would not lose much business, but it would violate the ethic. Although it is said that the manager's only social responsibility is to maximize profits, but the management should not violate ethic for profit. So, if I, as a manager of the restaurant, I will learn their cook after virus infection. Release news first. Let us come to the restaurant notice need not eat cold food, and then let the chief get corresponding treatment and insulation, and use the monitoring camera. Find the chief work in in 5 days contact during the period of 350 customers. Confirm their healthy, positively responsible for customer. That's what a good management should do. And the next article is talking about global sense. The first question is, what global attitude do you think would most encourage, support, and promote cultural awareness? And explain it. In my opinion, I think that geocentric, world-oriented views are the most encouraging, supporting, and promoting cultural awareness. This view is to use best practice from all of the world to promote cultural awareness. By comparing different global attitudes around the world, discover the advantage of each of each model, and then integrate them together. I think the global attitude, um, those format is the best one. The attitude we want is to face the world, so we must learn from the different attitude of the world to improve our shortcoming in order to achieve the so-called global attitude. And the merit of this view is that they are number one, make more effective use of global talent resource. Number two, it can cultivate diversity, development those and avoid cultural short-sightedness. Number three, it will attract more global business and bring revenue to the company. But the advantage of this view is that the uh, core core management model would be more expensive to implement. For the second question, I think the answer is yes. The difference in legal politics and economy have indeed played a positive role in designing appropriate and correct training of employee culture awareness. If the employees and ideally trained well, they must keep this difference in mind because employee will keep these principles in mind, and these principles will play an extremely important role in future work. In particular, number one, a political difference lead to cultural differences. The two differencing in law lead to differencing in behavior. Number three, economic difference lead to difference in idea. The third question, I think diversity management is related to cultural awareness because diversity management is the ongoing process of incorporating the recognition of work, workforce and customer difference into all core business management functions, communications process, and service to create a file harmonious, inclusive, creative, and effective organization, understanding what motivates and staffs employees, whatever their backgrounds, is an important component of good management. And we know in a global context, it is impossible to not consider diversity and associates challenges when developing and managing people. And diversity management require organizations and individuals to acquire new knowledge and skills and to develop cultural competence, effectively managing and serving people from different cultural record or combination of knowledge and skill that can be learned in order to develop cultural competence. Cultural competence is simply defined as the awareness, knowledge, skill, practice, and process need to function effectively and appropriately in cultural diversity situation, in career and in practically interactions with people from different cultures. Overall, diversity management is calling related to cultural awareness. Due to the change of cultural awareness, management mode needs to be changed to become a diversing and infecting management mode. For the first question, I want to choose China for the analysis of cultural characteristics in the China. I think there are five characteristics. Number one, emphasize that the interpersonal relationship in the company maintains a harmonious and friendly relationships, and the two people who admire authority and clearly have high position and the influence will be greater. The three, tendency to a stable development trend. Do not like too much turbulency. The four, the four should focus on balanced development. The five focus on the process, more on the process on hard work. I think I think these cultural characteristics have broad reference value for most manager. These cultural characteristics have a significant impact on the planning, organization, leadership, and the culture of China managers. For the last question, I think as a global manager, you need to pay attention to these 3 points. The number one, should make full use of existing resource to understand what is need to know. The two manager can learn more about different culture around the world by reading relevant books, magazines, and talking with manager with international business experience, attending conference and so on. the 3 points. The most important points is field trips, empathy, respect, respect for cultural difference, and a global perspective are needed. The last, thank you, doctor. That's my presentation. Thank you for watching.